Hello, everyone, and welcome to a year of Goddess Magic as we continue into October, this month of such magic and enchantment. Our theme for the month is delight, and the goddess we are honoring is Lakshmi, the Indian goddess of abundance and prosperity and delight in many ways. I will acknowledge that I do have a lot of poster tubes behind me. That's because that's where we store our beautiful goddess blessing prayer flags. You can see those behind me in the background. And I should have moved them before I did the video, but I thought I do find them delightful, so maybe they fit in there with our theme of delight. I am just, at the time of this filming, I'm just getting home from Gaia Goddess Gathering, and I have a lot to unpack. You can see there's boxes over there to unpack as well. So we're just going with what it is actually like right here, right now. So as always, you can hop on over to 30daysofgoddess.com to get your free printable pack of resources that go with this month. You will also find the basic set of snapshot cards there. Those members of our Goddess Magic community on Patreon will receive the printable version of the full set of cards, as well as our beautiful Lakshmi ritual pack card and the matching bookmark for her as well. So that is available to members of the Goddess Magic community on Patreon. But as always, the core practice here is always free and open to anyone who wants to join in. I do invite you to join the community though, because we do have a wonderful time, including live community practices every single week. We also have a live monthly circle. I just saw a nice butterfly going by. We also have a live monthly circle, Simple and Sacred, and that is open to anyone who's on the 30 Days of Goddess mailing list. So anyway, before we continue to leap any further in, inviting you to take a nice deep breath and settle into your body, into your landscape, into where you are right now, whatever this moment holds, whether it is busy and whirling, or whether it is peaceful and restorative, go ahead and let whatever is be as it is. And then call your spirit back, call yourself into this time and this place, whatever this moment holds, touching into your own landscape of being, and then letting your attention wander outward to your own physical landscape, what surrounds you, the signs of fall that you may be experiencing, whatever you see. I'm starting up a separate audio recording here. I like to do that as backup. So if you see me looking over, it's because I forgot to set up my audio. Anyway, we're just letting whatever exists exist. So letting yourself tune in to your own landscape and what it holds for you right now. And really centering yourself there in those landscapes of living, your outer landscape, what your environment holds, and your interior landscape, what your inner life holds. Both are powerful teachers. Okay, so welcome to October. I hope you make some space for delight this month. I hope you make space to dance with delight. I hope you make space to savor the abundance in your life, the things that are abundant and prosperous and going well. I know sometimes it feels like nothing is going well, but there usually is something to savor. I am savoring the return of the monarch butterflies this month. I am savoring time spent with my mother at Gaia Goddess Gathering, time spent connecting with new people and spending time with old dear friends, and then also with my mom. That I'm celebrating those experiences. I'm celebrating the creativity of new ideas, the fact that I'm thinking of a lot of new evolutions for this next year of shared practice together. I'm feeling really inspired and excited about that direction and where we go. I'm celebrating the release of my newest book, Return, and I'm so excited to share that book with all of you. It is something that's making me really happy. And then also the release of the hardback edition of 365 Days of Goddess, which is also very exciting. So a lot to savor. And at this doorway of a new month, and at this time of year, we really are invited to kind of consider what we're letting go of, sweeping out, clearing away, making space for. I find that my own new word of the year comes knocking in August in the cauldron. In cauldron month, I start to really sense and know what my next word of the year is. So fall, in many ways, as I've said in, I believe, the previous video, it's a time of visioning, of looking into the next year and seeing what we want it to hold and how we want it to feel. I already got my word of the year ring, arrived today actually, and I put it on. I got a nice rainbow one this time. And it's time to listen to ourselves, also to lean in, and then to bring into being what we want to see, to vision, not exactly to take action on that vision, but to start to vision for it and plan for it and bring it into being. And that's really what fall invites us into. So I'd like to go ahead and start with a poem, a ritual for October. A ritual for October. This is the excerpt from the Year of Goddess Magic, the big fat guidebook, which has basically gotten a little too fat for me to carry around with me. And so I have the excerpt version, which members of the Patreon get that little excerpt version for every month of the year. And so I have that printed out to read to you from today. So here we go, the ritual for October. Gather up the year's fears and history's list of oppressive forces. Cast them into the cauldron. Light the fire. Banish the hurt and sorrow, the injustice and despair. Cradle a pomegranate in your hands. Kiss its skin. Compliment its loveliness. Run your fingers over rosemary and sage. Press tiny chips of amethyst and moonstone into the candle. Find words of power with a tune you do not know. Sing them anyway. Make your own song. Feel the touch of the grandmothers across your neck, on your shoulders, and your forehead. Let go. Do one thing at a time. Step by step, remake the world a home for bliss. A home for bliss. Okay, so I know maybe things don't feel very blissful, but consider what space you might allow for some moments of bliss. So as I said, the goddess for the month is Lakshmi, goddess of abundance, and I have a poem that I want to read for you. This is a chant or a poem that was written by Brandy Asset of Pin and Priestess on Substack. So I do recommend checking out Brandy Asset of Pin and Priestess. And here is her Lakshmi chant. Lakshmi Shri, she of the lotus who offers abundance and prosperity. Auspicious one, be with me now. You offer me milk and I receive it, Lakshmi. You feed me honey and I receive it, Lakshmi. Gold pours from your hands and I receive it, Lakshmi. You shower me with wealth and I receive it, Lakshmi. You bless me with beauty and I receive it, Lakshmi. You give me your charm and I receive it, Lakshmi. You guide my heart and I receive it, Lakshmi. You raise my spirit and I receive it, Lakshmi. You teach me of love and I receive it, Lakshmi. You give me wisdom and I receive it, Lakshmi. You show me compassion and I receive it, Lakshmi. You make a gift of the lotus and I receive it, Lakshmi. You align me with divinity and I receive it, Lakshmi. Shreem. So this is a good time to invite yourself to consider. This time of year is a good time to invite yourself to consider what you are receiving. One hand open to receive and one hand open to release. That's really the image that comes to me powerfully at this time of year. One hand open to receive, one hand open to release. One hand open to release. So I did want to also share a poem with you about goddess-centered practice because I really think this is worth returning to. I read this during a community practice live recently, but it's worth returning to the kind of the heart of practice. And there's a lot of different ways to experience the goddess. We talk about deity, archetype, and ideal. You might experience her as a living presence in your life. You might experience her as kind of a force of the world. You might experience her as a concept, an idea, an archetype. And all those ways of experiencing are actually valid. We're not here to kind of, prove anything. We're not here to prove anything. We're here to have a living experience. We're here, this is a living practice. And so here is a poem about goddess-centered practice, but also a little message. In goddess-centered practice, we discover a faith that is alive and changing, earthy and embodied. We discover there is no need to clear ourselves out of the picture or to subdue the personality or transcend the body. We're not asked for emptiness or for non-attachment. We are asked to step right into the beating heart of the sacred, to be full of magic, wonder, delight, and joy. We are invited to inhabit the fullness, muchness, and richness and wholeness of our lives, to be here for it all. And that really is the core of it, to be here for it all. And so I had another little message. This is from one of the snapshot cards about walking a goddess-centered path. We walk a goddess-centered path, one of mysteries and the moon. Our lives are alive with magic, threaded with enchantment, and permeated by the sacred. This is a faith made of roses and thunder, of snails and stones, of moss and bones. This is a trust that shines through all things and wraps around our ordinary days to cradle us with love. This is a religion that tastes good, smells sweet, and holds us kindly. This is life in the palm of her hand. This is life in the palm of her hand. Okay, so questions to consider this month. Thinking about orienting your life by joy. This came up in a poem I wrote a couple years ago about what happens when you orient your life by joy. So it's a perfect question to reconsider when we're talking about our month's theme for a year of Goddess Magic, our month's theme of delight. What happens if you orient your life by joy? What happens if you orient your life by joy? You don't have to actually do it, but what happens if you consider the possibility? What happens if you orient your life by joy? What feels good to you? What feels liberating? What feels delightful? What feels inspiring? That's another question to consider. How are you preparing for descent into the final part of the year? Is your life the right size to hold you to? What does it mean to design your own life, to choose with joy? What needs to change? It's a perfect time of year to look at what needs to change. The whole season is about change. What needs to change for you? And then what delights you? What delights you? Even when there's political crises unfolding, even when there's social crises unfolding, even when there's personal challenges and crises unfolding, what delights you anyway? What delights you anyway? There's a powerful gift in choosing to see that magic anyway, and keeping your eyes open to magic, and refusing to give up on beauty, refusing to give up on joy, refusing to give up on wonder, and refusing to give up on delight. So what is delighting you right where you are? And then I do have a couple little quotes to share from the same little excerpt from the guidebook. And here is one from Edward Hayes. May I know the contentment that allows the totality of my energies to come to full flower. May I know that like you, I am rich beyond measure. As you, O autumn, take pleasure in your great bounty, let me also take delight in the abundance of the simple things in life, which are the true source of joy. May with the golden glow of peaceful contentment, may I truly appreciate this autumn day. With the golden glow of peaceful contentment, may I truly appreciate this autumn day. And then there is another quote that I really want, like I said, don't give up on magic, don't give up on delight, don't give up on beauty. So here's a quote that speaks to that from Nora Roberts. Magic exists. Who can doubt it? When there are rainbows and wildflowers, the music of the wind and the silence of the stars. Anyone who has loved has been touched by magic. It is such a simple and such an extraordinary part of the lives we live. Such a simple and extraordinary part of the lives we live. And so I am going to also this month, so usually I often pick a book that we use during the month in our community practices. Sometimes I don't, but a lot of times I do. This time, because Lakshmi, because our theme is delight, because Lakshmi is this goddess of abundance, I've been thinking about using this book, Radically Content, because it's about being radically content with right where you are. And that does not mean, it means kind of opting out of some things, but it does not mean giving up. Being radically content does not mean giving up, but it does mean really noticing and tapping into and attuning to what replenishes you, what nourishes you, what restores you, and what drains you and outrages you and angers you and depletes you. And then maintaining that, working with that, being really paying attention and opting for radical contentment instead of continuing to be drained, so to speak. So anyway, we're going to explore that book a little bit more. Whoops, I almost hit myself in the head with it. We're going to explore that book a little bit more in our upcoming weekly community practice live. So I'll be sharing some things about that. Did want to read the Orienting My Life by Joy poem because I touched on that and I wanted to share with what I mean there. And so here it is. Today I will pick roses, a full basket of them. I will carry them to the riverside where I will slip beneath the water and emerge restored. I will circle and sing hand in hand beneath the sunlit sky beside an ongoing flow. I will once more bear witness to the power of restoring women to ceremony and restoring myself to wholeness. I will lay each flower one by one in the mandala of blessing we make upon the earth. I will gaze upon the thing of beauty we create together. We will lie on the earth and allow ourselves to be held. We will journey into our own inner wholeness, our own inner knowing, and discover we do in fact know what is right with us after all. We will orient our lives by this kind of joy. We will orient our lives by this kind of joy. And so that is something, that is really where I'm centering, where I'm focusing this month, is kind of on that fierce and stubborn joy, that fierce and stubborn joy that refuses to be silenced, suppressed, or denied, that persists in lifting its small fist of resistance and continuing to rise no matter what forces conspire to crush and control. There is a deep magic in our own fierce and stubborn joy. And so we're going to go ahead and close now. This is a little shorter than some of my other videos, but it is time to wrap it up. And so we're going to close with another one of our little snapshot cards. I come from nothing into now to sing and write and create and love and laugh and give birth and nurture and tend and notice and speak and hold and celebrate and learn and walk. Here I am, a beautiful impossibility of breath and fire. May I remember that life is the deepest magic of all. So welcome to October. May you take delight in being here. May you orient your life by joy. And may you remember that life is the deepest magic of all. Thank you so much for being here. Keep living your magic. Make sure to go to 30daysofgoddess.com for your companion printables and over to patreon.com/goddessmagic if you'd like to join a community of sacred celebration and connection with one another that has regular opportunities to connect and engage. So thank you so much for being here. Keep living your magic, everybody. Bye-bye.